If I thought of anything that needed to be done, I just typed it on that list. I was not ready for the bell sounds. It's too early for that. And it turned out better than I hoped or imagined that it would.
Lord, she heard me, putting moments into a coffee cup to pour out like memories. Oh, 'cause after 18 years of waiting, dressed up with no.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Katie. I'm about to start my 8th year of teaching. I currently teach 3rd grade reading and social studies in the state of Florida, and you are here for part 6, I'm pretty sure, of classroom setup. You guys, today might be the final day. If I have another classroom setup video after today, it'll be like a short one, but this is gonna be the last like big bulky classroom setup video because we can put out furniture. And so that is like my number one task for today. Okay, I actually had 2 tasks for today. Number 1 was to put out furniture. Number 2, I got a lot of things from my Amazon wish list and then other things around my house that I needed to bring up to school. And so I'm gonna do a little Amazon haul and show you guys what I got. But if you are one of the people, I'm just gonna go ahead and start out before we even get to the Amazon haul. If you are one of the wonderful friends who bought things for me for my Amazon wish list and for my students, I should say, thank you. Thank you so much. I was out of town for like a week or so and then David was home before me, but I got back and he had all the packages on the coffee table and I was like, what is all of this? And he was like, gifts from Amazon. And it was so special to be able to go through them. And I feel so grateful that you guys supported my classroom. And so thank you times 1,000. I'll be doing a little haul of Amazon things later in the video. But I think the first thing I'm gonna tackle today is the furniture. I wore my tennis shoes and just athletic shorts today because I knew I was gonna be moving stuff. I'm not doing anything new with my table arrangement. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know how I arrange my tables. I'm not going for anything new and revolutionary. I'm just going for, let's put it all where it goes. Now, I'm thinking the way I'm gonna tackle this is I'm gonna move the table that you guys are sitting on right now, my big small group table area. I need to move that over by my desk and probably move my desk where it goes to because right now it's kind of pushed onto the carpet so the tile's clear. So I think I'm gonna push my desk back, move this over, and I was considering cleaning it off before I move it, but now I'm like, why? I can just slide it with this stuff on it, not a big deal. So I think I'm gonna move this over there and then I'm gonna try to get all the chairs out of the way because they're right now stacked on top of the desks. And then I'm gonna put the desks out first, make sure I like the desks where they are, and then I'll go push in all of the chairs. Once I do that, there's quite a few other things that I'll be able to do to start getting the classroom set up, like hanging things from the ceiling, and I've got my lineup spots and things like that. And I have most of it listed on my phone because while I was gone for the last week and a half, if I thought of anything that needed to be done, I just typed it on that list. I was not ready for the bell sounds. It's too early for that. Anyways, so I'm here today to get all of that done because pre-planning starts on Thursday for us. So I was like, if I can get this done, the bulk of my room will be set up and then I can use my pre-planning time, which they're giving us lots of classroom time. Super grateful for that, but I can use it to plan and especially to plan with my new partner since I have somebody who's new to the school and a new partner to switch with. So we're gonna wanna plan things together. The language arts team is gonna wanna plan things together. So I think it'll be good to have my classroom space pretty ready to go. So without further ado, let's get started moving things in the classroom. I'm just gonna set you guys up on this tripod and I'm gonna go because the longer I talk about it, the more I don't wanna do it.
After the show, and I kissed her, Lord, and she kissed me. We were just 2 kids who didn't know how much longer life could be. Oh, I loved her, I know she loved me. 'Cause I was hopeless, I was helpless, I was such a sight to see. And that's a fine way to go. What a fine way to go.
I forgot how much I dislike moving these desks. Move the chairs, and I've moved one table group, and I'm already sweating. All right, let's keep going.
In a two-door Chevy, when she was whispering softly in my ear, then screaming to hold the wheel steady, and I heard her, Lord, and she heard me, putting moments into a coffee cup to pour out like memories. Oh, 'cause after 18 years of waiting, dressed up with nowhere to go, well, I told some girl I loved her at the party after the show, and I kissed her, Lord, and she kissed me. We were just two kids who didn't know how much longer life could be. Oh, I loved her, I know she loved me, 'cause I was hopeless, I was helpless, I was such a sight to see. But that's a fine way to go.
Whew, okay, I got them all out, and now this is the part where I just kind of look at it and I try to figure out if it's like spaced and placed how I like it, or if I need to make adjustments, like how crowded do I feel like it is in certain areas, certain walkways. And I'm so out of breath. Those are heavy desks, y'all. Comment below and tell me what shape your desks are in your classroom, because these are the biggest desks I've ever had in a classroom, ever, just ever. They're huge. Anyways, as I catch my breath, let me give like a tip for if it's your first year setting up a classroom. Think about layout wise, how do you want your students to be? Like, do you want them in groups or do you want them in partner pairs? Things like that. Let me put this back over here because it was actually better here. So things like that first, and then, oh, I think the camera fell. That's my problem. There we go. And then think about walkway paths. So me personally, I like to have this front path clear so I can walk and teach up here. I like to have this middle aisle right here so I can easily like walk back and get to the back groups while I'm teaching as well, from the front to the back. I also have to have this middle aisle right here. I don't have to, but I prefer to have this middle aisle for when they're lining up to go next door. So they kind of line up right here in the middle of all the tables. And as I'm looking at the middle aisle, I'm thinking this middle aisle is a little bit smaller than usual. So if I move this group forward, that should help a little bit. Let's try that here.
I found God on the side of the road in a two-door Chevy, when she was whispering softly in my ear, then screaming to hold the wheel steady, and I heard her.
All right, other pathways that I consider when I set up my classroom is this long pathway. This is where my students line up. And so I have to have this clear. I also like for the backpack cubby area to not have a desk right in front of it. It has one right here, but a student's not sitting with their back right there, which I like, so they can get to the cubbies. And then this is like the entrance to my classroom. They come in this door, so I like for all of this to be open so they can walk in. Yes, there's a table group like right here, but there's plenty of space for the kids to come in. So those are just the walkways that I consider when I set up my classroom. Here's kind of like a bird's eye view. Ta-da. So if it's your first year of teaching, think about those walkways. How are you gonna have students line up to get supplies? Where are they gonna line up at the door? Where do they enter? Where do they hang supplies? And things like that. Think about those things first as you're working on your desk arrangement. I still don't love the back, and I'm one desk short than what I had in my other room, which is fine because I always had extra desks because our class numbers never hit what I had in our other room. So this desk is like smaller right here. I have 3 instead of 4 in that group, which is fine. It doesn't bother me or anything, but I think it's throwing off like where I usually line things up. But I think this looks good. I might move this middle one over a smidgen. Let's try it. All right, I'm just chatting between moving because I think chatting is helping my brain like process and practice with the desks like this. Other things to consider, hopefully if you're setting up a classroom, this is giving you some pro tips. I always keep my students in groups, always, because I like for them to be able to talk about what we're reading and discuss with partners. So I always keep them in groups. That's personal preference. Some people don't like keeping them in groups. I also try to think about, can the students see? So these back spots, specifically this one right here, I think is one of the hardest spots to see because the board is that way. So sometimes I'll do these back desks, and instead of doing a group of 4 like that, I'll swing it like this so that that student can see. Granted, there is a student sitting here and they're sitting here, but they could position themselves to where they can see better without having to turn their neck. So I might do that with my back rows. I've done that with my back rows and I've done it with my front rows before, and it's worked great. And I've also done them in rectangle blocks, and I just haven't decided which one I want to do to start school year. That's usually the extent of my classroom rearranging, is just from rectangles to these T shapes and then back to rectangles again, or this desk is backwards, vice versa. Other than that, and other than when we do state testing, I really don't rearrange my desks at all. They stay in 5 groups. And I hang my little puff balls, which I'll do in a minute. Okay, but I think I'm kind of liking that because I do just love that the students can see. So let's swap. If I'm doing that with the back, then I may as well do that with the front desks. It just makes it easier for this friend to see because the board is there, so they don't have to look behind them. And I like that.
Like memories. Oh. After 18 years of waiting, dressed up with nowhere to go, well, I told some girl I loved her at the party after the show.
All right, here it is with the T's. The thing that's bothering me is that here's the middle of the board and that's not in the middle. Like I feel like I need to move that way, but then it gets too close to the door. I think I centered these 2 groups quite nicely, and it's not gonna be perfectly centered, and that's gonna have to be okay. Because if this gets too close over there, it's right where the walkway is where we line up, and I don't like that. And if this gets too close over here, it blocks the entry, the sink area, and where they turn things in, and I don't like that either. So I'm thinking this looks good. So then I label each table with a color, and I hang the color pom-poms above each table. So I think that's what I'm gonna do next. But I did think of one more pro tip, small group table placement. There's a couple options. So if you're setting up your room, think about where you want your small group table placement. I've had mine in 2 different spots in this classroom layout, not in this classroom. When I first started teaching here, I put it in front of the whiteboard because I thought, oh, that's a great place. It'll be right here. I can watch all the students, and I've got the whiteboard behind me. I can use the whiteboard. I didn't ever use the whiteboard behind me, first off. Second off, all of my stuff lives over here in the paper drawers and my office filing cabinets and my desk. And so I just always felt like I was having to go from the small group table over here because I forgot a paper, or I forgot this, or I needed to run a quick copy of an extra because I only had 5 copies, but I wanted to pull 6 kids in the small group instead. And so it just didn't work for me. So that's why I keep my small group table right next to my desk, so all of my things are there. And I can grab them, and if I need to run a copy, I can. If the phone rings in the middle of a small group lesson, it's right there, and I don't have to go all the way across the room while I'm in the middle of a small group lesson. So that's why I moved that over there. So think about those things as you're setting up your small group table. Think about what space works for you. Other teachers in my building have theirs over here because they can use that screen at the top to show slides like for UFly when we do UFly intervention, which I really like that idea, but it just doesn't work because I don't have all my stuff. However, there's lots of cubbies, so I could put my stuff over there. Like if I rearranged or arranged my stuff differently than how I do, that might work. But I've just preferred over the last 5 years now having my small group table in the same spot as all my desk area stuff. So that's my preference. Okay, I don't think I want to do chairs just yet. I think I'm gonna do, actually I should do chairs because if I'm stepping up to get to the pom-poms, I need to step on a chair and then step on a desk very carefully to hang those things. But I also want to clean the desks because they're just not super clean. And so I really want to go through and scrub them. that adds another thing on my to-do list. That clock is wrong. It says it's 7:54. It is 8:54. Okay, I'll go through with the wipe and just do like a wipe clean. Maybe not like a deep clean. Like some of these desks have some schmutz on them that I need to scrape off. But if I just do a wipe clean for now, I think I should be fine. Then I'll put the chairs out and then I'll start to hang pom-poms and disco balls.
Just two kids who didn't know how much longer life could be. Oh, I loved her. I know she loved me. 'Cause I was hopeless, I was helpless, I was such a sight to see. And that's a fine way to go. What a fine way to go. Baby, I don't wanna be something to prove, but just another postcard on the wall in your old bedroom. So when you say what you mean, or you could tie me up and ring me out, or leave me just wandering. And that's a fine way to go. Oh, what a fine way to go. The words just don't seem strong enough, but I wanted you to know it's a fine way to go.
All right, all the pom-poms and disco balls have been hung. It's pretty crazy what a difference it makes to hang things from the ceiling. Like, oh, there's something in my eye. Probably dust. The whole room looks different once you hang things from the ceiling. It's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm gonna work on this area next. These go on the ground. These boxes will go over there. I'm gonna work on that for a little bit just to kind of sort and organize, because some of these are empty boxes that need to be recycled and it just all has other places that it needs to be. So let's work on this counter, see if we can make this a little bit less messy. Not a little bit messy.
Lover, tell me what you think. We had a rough couple of years. Let me buy you a drink, because I've got money. At least I can't pretend. Finally raised my credit limit, made a few new friends.
Okay, I think this section looks a lot better. I got the school supplies down here. I got the things that usually live on my counter back out on my counter, which it's weird to see stuff on that counter now because it was so clear. I usually use this as an additional partner work area. I've got supply boxes I still need to move, but that'll be later. And I also broke down a ton of boxes, but I'm thinking that looks really nice. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna tackle is getting all of my chapter books that I sorted into bins a couple of parts ago from this shelf into the new bookshelf that David made for me in the back. So let's move some chapter books.
In the morning, ask me how I slept. You couldn't pay me enough to ever leave this bed, because I've got money. At least if I don't check, finally figured out a way to use sleep as a weapon. It's not easy, no, it isn't easy. No, it's not easy, no, it isn't easy. No, it's not easy, no, it isn't easy. No, it's not easy, no, it isn't easy.
Okay, you guys, here is the finished bookshelf, and it turned out better than I hoped or imagined that it would. So shout out to David for building this, but it holds all of those Sterilite containers that I used a couple parts ago and I was putting chapter books in perfectly. So all of my chapter books are in one space. And one of you genius humans, and I can't remember if it was on YouTube or on Instagram, suggested that I take the bins and instead of having all the books facing the same way, I slide them to where the spines, that was a big drop to where the spines are facing out. So all the kids have to do is take a bookshelf out and flip it around to see what else is in there. So, wow, it looks so good. Now, a goal for one day would be to have it like sorted into categories maybe, and it'd be fun to put categories on the bins, but then it would block the book spines at the same time. So I'm like, and I just don't have time for that right now. And also, I don't know that my students would put them back in the right place, and I'm not gonna make a whole new system for that this year. I just needed a space for my chapter books, and David delivered. It looks, oh, I'm so excited about how it turned out. Yay! And I still have space if I needed to scoot it over and fit one more, because I have one more of these clear bins if I needed to, but some of these are empty on the back side too, so I still have some room to grow. Yay. Okay, speaking of chapter books, I have some that I need to add to this bucket. This is my Sunshine State book bucket, but they're in my box of things that I brought to my classroom, so it's time for a little classroom haul. Ladies and gentlemen, the big box of stuff. Okay, so here are all the things, some donated, some that I brought in. Let's do a little classroom haul. First off, you know I had to go get these. The bag is Kohl's, so you already know. 4 new book stuffed animals, the big cheese, the sour grape, all from the Pete Oswald, the smart cookie, and is this the good egg? Yeah, the good egg. So I had to get all of these. You just know I had to get them. I ordered them from Kohl's online, so if you're still looking for them in your store, my Kohl's is not on the same side of town as me, and so it's closer to David's work, so he picked them up for me, but don't drive all the way to Kohl's to see if they're in stock. Look it up online, and you can order them online. So I was really pumped to get those. I think I'm gonna squish them in up there. If I slide everybody over, there should be room for all 4 of these friends. And then the rest is all stuff from my Amazon wish list. And this one is from Amanda. So thank you, Amanda. She got me a bunch of sand timers, which I'm really excited about. There's like a 30-minute sand, they're like big sand timers. I already have little 1-minute ones that we use for fluency. Here we go. But these are like jumbo sand timers, and there's one in there for like 30 minutes. So I thought that might be helpful for like station work. Also this year we're doing Bean Stack for our reading program, and so the kids like time their reading, so that could be fun to have those as an option in like one of the bins over there, so they can grab a timer and like say, okay, I want to read for 5 minutes, and flip the timer over and read for 5 minutes, and then they can log their reading minutes. I think that'll be really helpful for them for that. So thank you so much, Amanda, for those sand timers. Okay, this is like a combination of stuff from 2 different people. Well, all of these pins are from my sister-in-law's baby shower. Hold on. Okay, there's 2 people who gifted me these, and when I find the note, it's in here somewhere. Let me look. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm missing one of the names. It must be at home. Okay, I feel awful for not knowing your name for who gave this to me, but half of this is from one person who just said enjoy your gift from YouTube, so it's one of my subscribers, and half of this is from somebody else, and it's not Amanda, because that was Amanda, and I want to say it's like Ashley or Audrey. It starts with an A. I could be totally wrong. Gosh, I feel terrible. I'm gonna go look it up on the slip at home and like pop your name right here when I find it. But thank you both so much for all of these things, because I'm so excited to use them in my classroom. First off, sticky notes. You can never have too many sticky notes, and I was running low on my sticky note supply, so this is exciting. Thank you for the Post-its. These things I use for student birthday gifts, and so I was really excited to get these because I used all of them last year. This is a box of miniature Play-Dohs. Yeah, there you go, like mini Play-Dohs. I would do one of those in a birthday bag, and I would do one of these, which is one of these like animal keychains, and I really like those. And then a ring pop. Plenty of Play-Doh, plenty of ring pops to do for both blocks. So my partner teacher thanks you greatly as well. I'll just need to get more ring pops. And then a big bag of Dum Dum Suckers, because everybody needs to restock their candy bucket before the school year starts. Then I was super excited for these 2. I got a lot of books, and I have been tearing through some books this summer, let me tell you, because I've been reading through the Sunshine State list. If you don't know what that is, it's a list in the state of Florida that's featured books for kids in different grades. At our school, we have like an incentive program. If you read a book, you get a charm, and if you read all of them and complete like an activity or the AR test on it, you get to go on a field trip. So lots of kids are motivated to read them, so I've been putting them on my wish list and reading through them with my teacher partner coworker who's over here, she's a fast reader, and so she's been encouraging me to read fast too. I have read 12 of the 14 of them, and I'm pretty sure I got a lot of them from my list. So over there in the bucket, I have Storm Dragon that I got, and I have, let me just grab the bucket. Oh yes, now I remember. Okay, so I have Storm Dragon. Let me show you the front cover, not the spine. I have The Wild Journey of Juniper Berry, and this one was from Angelica. Oh, okay, there we go. I think that's who gave me the rest of these things, but I'm still gonna check when I get home. So The Wild Journey of Juniper Berry, Futureland, which I read yesterday in one day, The Callers, and Benny Ramirez and The Nearly Departed. This one gave me like Coco vibes. It was like Coco meets Encanto a little bit. And then The Wilds, which I actually need to take this one home with me because it's the next one I have to read on my list. I also got a copy of Always Clementine, which was my favorite from the list, 10 out of 10. I let my mother-in-law borrow it to read it, so I'll be getting that back from her soon, but she got it for me, and so I was like, you have to read this because I thought she would like it. Always Clementine. So good. It was it's the only one. I've been ranking them on a scale of 1 to 10. It's my only 10 out of 10 so far. And I also got, I don't think I got the original of this one. I need to go look on my wish list and see. I can't remember if I put all of the books on my wish list. Or if I just put the ones that I hadn't read yet on there. But the first one of this series is called The Legends of Lotus Island, and I borrowed it from my neighbor teacher to read the first one. This is the sequel, and so I'm gonna keep it in this bucket too. I can't wait to read the sequel because I actually really, really liked the first Legends of Lotus Island book, so I'm pumped to read more of that. And then another one that I got that I don't have in here right now is Dogtown. I believe it's Dogtown by Catherine Applegate and somebody else. I can't remember who else the author is, but I let my one of my coworkers borrow that one who teaches second grade because I was like, this would be, well, first off, she loves animals, and it's about animals like in a shelter and dogs specifically, and I was like, she would really like this book. It would like resonate with her, and I think it'd be a great read aloud for second grade. So I was like, take this and read it, so she has that one too. So I have all of these. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 15 books right here in my classroom. Now they will have them in the library too, but they go pretty quick. So I just need to look and see. I'm pretty sure that's all that I have from the Sunshine State list, unless somebody's borrowed one and I don't know it. And I need to, my coworker over there, she always like writes her name really big on her chapter books, and I should do that too. Just write my last name across the top. So when they're found, they knew who they belong to, but that is for another day because I'm not doing that right now. But that is like my classroom haul. Lots of goodies. Let's put them away now so we don't leave this mess over here on this desk. So I sat here for a while, reset my password because it was needing to be updated, which now I need to sign in again because it's logged me out. Okay, good, I remembered it. I'm really bad at passwords, like really bad. And now I went through and I checked things off my checklist that I had finished, and I only checked off like 4 things. There were a lot of other things that I've put on my checklist that I don't need to do yet. That are more for like pre-planning. There's still a couple things that I need to do, like my lineup spots and things like that. But I checked off the ones that I had done. It didn't make me feel very productive, but that's okay. And now something exciting is going to be taking place because our class lists are posted in our single sign-in service. And they were posted last week, but I just didn't feel ready to look last week. And so I think I'm gonna log in and look at my class list. Now, I'm looking at it knowing that it's going to be changed because changes are always made all the way up till the first day of school. Let's be real here. But I'm excited and I'm nervous, but I think I'm gonna like say a little prayer before I check my class list because like whoever is on my list right now, I know it could change, is supposed to be on my list. And so I think I'm just gonna pray for like peace before I open it, because I was a little bit nervous last week and I didn't feel ready when I got the email last week. I was out of town. I was like, I'm just not ready to look at it, but I think I'm ready now, especially since I'm up at school. So I think I'm just gonna like say a little prayer for peace, pray over all of the students that are on my class roll and my partner teacher's class roll that will swap back and forth before I even like see the names that are on the list. I think that'll help like settle me. This is really early though, because we don't usually get class lists until like 2 days before orientation, which is in like a week and a half. So it's kind of weird, but here we go. I'm excited. Make sure everything signs me in.
It's not easy, no, it isn't easy, yeah. No, it's not easy, no, it isn't easy, yeah. No, it's not easy, no, it isn't easy, yeah. No, it's not easy, no.
All right, y'all, I am home. I went by Publix and picked up a little wrap to have for lunch that was on sale. I worked for quite a while in my classroom until I just felt like I was done and I needed to go pick up snacks for Bible study tonight. It's the last one of the summer semester, so I grabbed lunch, and I also have the dentist in like less than 2 hours. So I need to eat, brush my teeth, get ready for the dentist, all of that. I ended up putting the sit spots down for the lineup spots, which was good. And then I just put a couple things away. And then I went to the grocery store and ran into a student who's gonna be in my class this year, which was so exciting. Glad I looked at my list today, or I wouldn't have not known, but that was exciting. Back to school is here, y'all. It's here. I'm really, really hungry too. That was loud. But anyways, this is gonna be the end of this classroom setup. Pretty sure this is the end of the classroom setup series, because I only have just like little things to do. So if I vlog again, it may just be like a bonus, like get ready for the first week of school with me, not a full-blown classroom setup video. But every year I do film a video that's like my first week plans, and I hope to film that for you guys again and share my first week of school plans. They're probably not gonna be much different from last year, but I'll try to share them again because that's a good video to have in August. And then I kind of take a little hiatus as I ease myself back into the school year. So we'll see how video and content creation stuff goes, but this is the official end of the classroom setup series. Thank you guys so much for watching all of these videos in this series. It's been so fun to set up my classroom with you guys. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can see my vlogs this school year and just see how I put like those final touches on that need to be added to my classroom. But the bulk of it is set up now, which is super exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy back to school, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.